Hello, welcome back from the very, very normal weekend. It wasn't longer or shorter than other weekends. It was a weekend. And with me, as always, Mr. Fun, Crystal, and Greg. Welcome back. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about the June spam update and maybe some indexing issues. Mr. Fun, what are you talking about?
If it's not broken, AI it, says Google.
And Crystal?
We're going to talk about all the fun of the fair, about carousels on structured data. I'm not good at these. I try.
That's all right. And Greg?
And a new test in the wild might be making advertisers automatically upset.
All right, so Google announced Thursday afternoon. We didn't record this on Friday, so I did have it in my video recap, but announced on Thursday afternoon that Google released their June 2024 spam update. The spam update was launched around 11:15 on June 20th. Google said it would take about a week to fully roll out. This Google posted like a link to their spam document policies and said this is what it actually impacts. But then when I started asking questions about what it actually does impact, I got kind of slapped when I asked some questions, which was actually a lot of fun for me. Basically, I asked based on other people asking me, and I thought the answer was no, because Google's said that they would tell us when the site reputation abuse policy is algorithmic. Right now, it's only manual. And I asked, this doesn't mean that, or I basically said, does this mean that the new spam policy takes into account that, meaning the site reputation abuse policy, that it's going to be algorithmic? And Danny Sullivan went off on me. And then I also asked, is this link spam related? Because people are asking it's link spam. And I'm like, it's not a link spam update, but people are asking anyway. And Danny's like, said, like, if it was a link spam update, we would actually say it was a link spam update. So those are the things actually impacting. It seems like I ruffled some feathers over at Google, so I apologize to all the Google feathers. And hopefully we got some answers there, but we do have a lot more questions on that. I don't know if I have so many more questions, but Google, I'm afraid to ask Google at this point.
If it makes you feel better, I was going around back channel offering $1 to people to ask Danny that question on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is that true? It's true.
It is completely true.
The site reputation abuse policy one?
Yeah.
No, to just ask Danny again, and I think he's tired of the questions.
I mean, honestly, I can't tell you how many people I saw post on social media that this is, now the site reputation abuse policy is baked into it. I'm like thinking like Google would have said, Danny would have said that. He keeps saying he would have said that.
It's a logical question. It's the question everybody was thinking.
Yeah, and I did see those posts as well, and I think that the clarification was needed. So thanks for taking one for the team.
That's what I'm there for. But it did bring down the Google index when I asked that question, because that night Google started to like have some indexing issues, and everybody who that we would ask about this was in Zurich, including Danny Sullivan. Everybody was there, and everybody was sleeping when this happened. I did reach out to Google PR. They got back to me like at 1 a.m. in the morning. Basically, what I reported about. It's funny because I emailed like TechCrunch and a bunch of other like not major public, like The Verge and stuff. There's an indexing issue at Google, and they're like, yeah, I don't believe you. And then like the next day, they're like, Google confirmed it. I just don't understand these public. Google search has problems indexing content. That is a major issue, and these massive publications do not cover it. They rather cover when a bar, when the Discover bar is floating on the search results.
I think it's interesting. It just reminds me of that time when my first job was at a pizza place, and one time we ran out of cheese, and it's like it's what we do. Like, you can't do the pizza without the cheese. Like, you need to have the indexing to do the Google. So it's I agree. It's something that why did that happen? How did that happen? I'm fascinated to know. So again, thank you for taking one for the team there, Barry.
Crystal, did you try any non-toxic glue instead of cheese for that pizza?
No, I did not.
Did you pee on it?
No, just some people like stop calling us. We don't have any cheese.
But maybe you added some structured data to it.
No, I did not add any structured data to it. But we had lots of different toppings. None of them were in beta. But yes, basically, Barry is pivoting here to the topic that I love talking about, which is structured data. Google has some more structured data guidance on how to mark up multiple items on category pages with structured data from Google. This is really useful because the category pages is something that is really useful. They've added this into their structured data carousels in the beta, which, if you're not familiar with that, within their structured data documentation, they have a section that says early adopters program, and that's where they're working on that. And they've got lots of details about how you might be eligible for an item list for a local business, for products, for events. As somebody who loves structured data, I'm super excited about this. And it says that you should mark up all items that are on the summary or category page for paginated categories. Add an item list to each subsequent page and include the entities that are listed on the page for infinite scroll. Focus on marking up entities that are initially loaded in the viewport. So this is great new documentation. We always love more information on structured data because it's the best stuff. So yeah, for structured data, unite.
This is bad. And there's a lot of confusion around structured data because generally Google has said structured data only goes on the item detail pages. And if you put it on the category pages, you're in trouble. But this is one of the few cases, I think, that they want it on the category level pages. So they have to clarify that. And I think that's good that they clarified it. If they didn't, then Google would probably use AI overviews just to summarize everything for you. Right, Mordy?
That's what I would do for everything, whether it's needed or not. Just AI it. If it's not broken, AI it. Google has been found to be testing an AI-created description of your business in your Google business profile. The example here is from A1 Garage Door Service in Phoenix, Arizona. The AI overview, which Google says are experimental, says family-owned company offering repair and installation services for garage and industrial doors, which is way better than the actual one the company has, which is A1 Garage Door Service, a family-owned and operated garage door repair and installation company based in Phoenix, Arizona. We proudly serve the entire valley from Scottsdale to Gilbert to Carefree to Chandler and everything in between. We've been recognized and awarded for our outstanding craftsmanship, value, and customer service. Our mission is to make amazing customer experiences one neighborhood at a time, whereas Google's mission is to rewrite that into we're a family-owned business that does garage doors.
I kind of like the shorter one, but I don't know. I think Greg likes the longer one.
No, you go across the entire valley. You're talking about all the different locations and award-winning. No, one's better than the other, and it's the second.
You think?
I thought that maybe for a second this was a good thing because, like, you know, people who were like stuffing in like garage door, A1, Phoenix, garage door near me into the description. Now that'll be rewritten, but then you're just rewriting really good content into what that was.
Can't fight with the AI. The AI is overcoming everything.
I think the other thing is, like, what if they get it wrong? Like, what if they summarize your business wrong? Then what? Like,
that's what everybody's worried about. Yeah.
Like, what if they summarize your business wrong and it costs you business? Like, who's responsible for that? What if they say, like,
because it says AI overviews are experimental. Learn more.
Yeah, but like my bank account's not experimental. So
learn more.
Happens?
The amount of Google bugs that they're out there. I mean, there's so many that I didn't even write about. I can tell you that are actually costing companies huge money. This is just, I mean, at least they tag this, like Morty said, it's a joke, but at least they do tag it like this is experimental. Whereas the other Google bugs, it just happens and you could be losing crazy amounts of money, which I think brings us to Greg about losing money and AI and ads.
Yeah, and I've got two quick things here. And first was something that seemed to be a test spotted by Anthony Higman. And he had seen a change to automatically created assets. And this was basically Google helping to add assets. The naming is so confusing, but into your RSAs or responsive search ads. So putting ads right in there to help fill the gaps. Now this is a little bit different than what Google has been doing in the past, because in the past, those are called account level automated assets. And you could go and you could say, I'm going to turn on something like automatically created assets or you could turn on dynamic site links, structured snippets, dynamic callouts, and all those things. That was at the account level. These appear to be at the campaign level, which is like a whole kind of like rat's nest of changes that you're going to have to do if you have a lot of campaigns. And this is just something, and it's hidden, of course. You have to go to your campaigns and your settings, then select a campaign, then edit, then scroll down, and you have to change automatically created assets. So to me, anytime that it seems like there's just more layers that you have to unravel, it's something that is probably not going to help you. And so the automatically created assets are different than account level assets. I would go in and change them. It's something that we can see when setting up a campaign is a lot of those recommendations, like the A1, the description, similar to that vein. A lot of times they get it wrong. A lot of times it's just AI type titles. If you use that AI stuff and you don't use your brain, you are going to end up just having AI compete against AI. So it's one thing to look at, and it seems like it's a test, and it seems pretty legit.
I like the Hickman statement where he says, advertisers, unless you want your ads telling people to eat rocks, turn these off. I love Hickman.
It's true though. Like we'll have a company that sells like cards, right? And it'll say the best automobile dealer, and you're like, we do not sell cars, we sell cards. So you really need to look out for those stuff. And then anybody in compliance, right? Like that's one thing I think. Like everybody can just put the messaging out there. It's like, no, even if you're a junior buyer at a company, you still need to get things approved, right? Especially if you have like in a sensitive topics or anything like that, we have to get everything approved. And it's like, we're never going to use this stuff. And there's like debate about whether it's opt in or opt out. And it says it's supposed to be opt out, but you're kind of opted in. But again, it's a test right now. One other thing that's not a test is that there are going to be LSAs on Google Maps now. There was a message that went out to a bunch of folks. And in order to try to drum up more mobile leads or just leads from maps, businesses will now have their LSAs showing on maps. And this is kind of a big change because it moves from when you search on maps to see all of your reviews and notes and everything from your Google business profile. You're now going to see LSA reviews show up in your LSA. So it's kind of like marrying the two together for like the first time, I would say. So instead of seeing it in that 6-pack in search, they're now going to try to get more leads from the map. And yeah, it's just more surfaces for LSA ads and more clicks, I'd assume. So if you are running LSAs, I would just make sure that quality is the same. It's not somebody, it's not different than somebody looking, on a search query.
Not that you could turn them off. I mean, you could turn off all your LSAs, but you can't turn them off for Google Maps, Google said. So they're either on or they're off. Right.
It's just you're now LSAs are in the SERPs and in the maps. That's an LSA now.
Actually, I see them on iOS. That's where they launched right now. So you only see them right now on iOS for Google Maps.
Correct. I forgot to mention that. I love it when they do something that's iOS only, not Android.
Yeah. Cool. We're at the limit. I don't blame Greg for this one. It's my fault. In any event, everyone have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with more search news for you people who are watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and do all those googly things. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.